really force those trucks to stay on center.
Questions?
Do we have any idea what the stopping distance is for a fully loaded tractor trailer versus a trailer versus a 3,000-pound vehicle?
There's a lot of variables involved in that, and it's beyond my,
It could be, certainly there's a way to figure that, but it just seems, significantly larger to stop one of those.
Right. Well,
and I guess if we're changing the speed limits for safety purposes, is safety taking a back seat to some other measurement for trucks?
I guess from my perspective with this, what other options, I guess, do we have? Where, instead of Center Street, what other options would there be to route those trucks?
Well, actually, when I read the ordinance, and I was reading the ordinance today, they talk about the most direct route from the truck routes, but when I look at this map, the city's more or less divided by US 56, and I don't know how much we need to designate truck routes, considering the most direct route is pretty easily, I think, ascertained just by looking at a map.
Right. I think it was a good point that was in actually the staff summary, where if you say, okay, we're going to close off Center Street to truck traffic, then the burden that you're going to put on at 56 through town and the congestion that you'll create downtown and the road wear that will happen there are going to put burdens another way. I don't know that you've changed the burden, you've just realigned it within the town, and it's going to create other issues. It'll create parking issues, especially if we jump into the project here at the intersection when that gets going, and if we say everything has to go through there in that intersection, then that's even going to make it worse for the downtown people. So I'm afraid, while I wish that we could pass it off, because I agree that it probably is, but for us to only create essentially one truck route through town, it's going to create burdens throughout the city, and it's going to make it harder for everyone. What will happen, though, is that if we change the speed limits on Center Street, and we also
You have a school
zone designations, there'd be natural deterrents to truck traffic. Mm-hmm. The other piece is when Homestead's opened up, the truck traffic that we're expecting, they don't want to go through town. They don't want to deal with the stoplights, so it's actually going to naturally start to take care of itself. They're going to try to get to the highway as quickly as possible, and that route won't be through Gardner any longer. We'll still have the delivery truck traffic, but I don't think we'll have the intermodal truck counts that some would expect it to be, because they don't want to go through here any more than we want them to go through, because they don't want the stoplights, they don't want the 30 miles an hour, they want to get on the highway and go and start to log their miles. So I agree that I wish we could, but I don't think it's actually going to solve any issues for us to try to shut down any truck routes at this point.
I agree, Heath. I think just lowering the speed limits and putting those I would say impediments to truck commerce into that corridor,
right,
will do more to deter truck traffic than anything that we can do with regard to signage or anything like that. And also the fact that we've seen this on 183rd too, when we've designated that as a local delivery route. We still are having issues with regard to trucks, even down that way. From an enforcement perspective, taking an arterial such as Center and making it into a no truck route is going to be difficult to enforce even.
Right.
So I think that just putting those deterrents into place on that corridor will do just as much to deter truck traffic as anything else.
So you're in favor of the truck routes, Mayor? Or
actually, no. What I'm in favor of, and honestly, I'm kind of taking a different approach on this. I think that US 56 is a truck route, whether we want it to be or not, because it's a US highway, and it's maintained by KDOT. We don't have any control over that. I'm saying that when you exit from Gardner Road and I-35, I don't know that you have to have Center Street designated as a truck route for it to be the most expeditious way to get to the properties on the south side of town. And actually, when I look at this map, if we left Center Street south of Main Street as a truck route, and that's one thing, but the truck routes on Moonlight, 167th, where we've got open ditches on both sides of the road, Center Street, Fruitown, which goes right past another elementary school, and the aquatic center. I can't see why those need to be truck routes. I think it encourages people to get off the highway at Old 56 and skirt the way station and use Gardner as a means to do that. If we leave Center Street south of Main Street as a truck route or not, it's still going to be the most expeditious way to get to sections south of the railroad tracks. So there's no reason that trucks wouldn't be going that way to make deliveries anyhow. But the little rectangle at the top there, well, at least 3 legs of it, that I think is probably more concerning, especially we've got a brand new road that we paved on Moonlight. Trucks are going to take their toll on Moonlight Road. 175th Street's got open ditches on both sides. And then all kinds of additional kid traffic on Center Street going through, the heart of the town, so.
What is the benefit that we get by allowing trucks to transit up and down main thoroughfares like Gardner Road? I mean, where are these trucks going? Do we have any idea? Are they heading west to the intermodal site? Are they making deliveries? There's certainly not, the trucks I see are, loaded with gravel and dirt and construction equipment, and they're not making stops along Main Street. Unless, I guess, for construction purposes for Arvest Bank, you see a few of them, but I think that's allowed by the ordinance already, right? They can, obviously trucks can go from, let's assume that Gardner Road was not a truck route. Trucks can go up Gardner Road and down Main Street to get to a construction site, and that's allowed by the ordinance, even if it's not a truck route. And that's fine. Obviously, we can't impede, commerce to the point where people can't build things. But what I see happening is trucks, going down Gardner Road, and then, actually, I don't know where they go, but I know that they're not delivering gravel to businesses along Main Street in most cases, with the exception of probably now Arvest Bank, which is, and maybe,
The schools?
well, that's possible, I guess, and then also, but this pre-existed the building of the schools, and it also doesn't seem to coincide with the recent construction projects on Main Street. So I guess the question is, what benefit are we getting from allowing trucks to go down residential streets?
I think, and I haven't checked into all the trucks going through there, but you have Chris Trucking, which is down Warren, which I believe they haul dirt, gravel, and things, and they're located down Warren. So if they're coming out to get on the highway, their natural progression is going to be down Center Street. We have 5 Star Trucking, which is down here. I don't know where all they do work, but if they're going to the highway, I think their natural progression would be down Center. So I think it's hard to determine, but it's not just trucks coming into town, but we have some businesses that may be facilitating some of that traffic as well.
Well, and
The aspect of their,
but again, the ordinance allows for trucks to go to Warren Street without having a truck route. Correct? Is that how everybody sees it?
Yeah, but I think from my perspective, the truck route is there to help facilitate even those people the quickest way to get in and out of town. So it's not, so if we eliminated the truck route, let's just say, are we going to eliminate those businesses going on those? No.
No, because the way the ordinance is written, and they have a right, as long as their endpoint is their business, to use Gardner Road. I think what I'm trying to do is keep the trucks that have no business driving through a residential area and who aren't making deliveries or who aren't participating in construction projects,